This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey guys, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
And episode 16.
If you say so.
Yeah, I know you're not counting, but I'm counting. I want to count, so. 16, it's Katie Collman.
Katie Collman.
Yep, local case, so should be interesting.
All right.
All right, let's get into it.
Here we go.
So, Katie Collman, have you heard of her ever?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar.
I know you're not from around here, but
Mm-mm.
seems like we don't get a whole lot of murder cases in this general area. Like, Henryville, Memphis, up to Sellersburg, to Austin, Crothersville, Salem, Madison. I don't feel like we hear a whole lot of violent crimes around there.
Not usually, no.
Nothing like this. So it was, when it came out, it was huge. Like, I remember being in school and her pictures were everywhere.
So this was when you were in school?
Yep. High school.
Okay.
Picture
So kind of
everywhere.
like I had one when I was in school or around school, and
Yeah.
you do too. So we're
Yeah.
both doing our own local.
Yep. So
Well, that's cool.
should be interesting. But
Yeah, definitely.
get into it. And I didn't know her personally because she's 10 years old. So it wasn't like I went to school with her.
Okay.
So she was a 10-year-old girl. And there's a picture of her.
Okay.
It's a big smile.
Yeah.
That's cute. Like, I seen this picture. I was like, I recognize that face. But then I read into the case. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. Austin. Crothersville. Yep.
Gotcha.
So this was in Crothersville, Indiana. Her parents were John, Niece, and Angie. It just called her Angie, so I don't know if her last name was Coleman or, I assume, since Katie Coleman.
I mean, not necessarily, but
I don't know. I know. It's like, I don't know. So I just put Angie. But here's a picture of her parents. See, I think I don't know who they're hugging. Whoever's backs to us, but that's her dad and her mom.
which one's the mom? I can't.
Her parents are facing us.
Okay, so we can see their parents' faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said I don't know whose back of the head that is.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's her parents. January 25th, 2005. Katie woke up for school and ate breakfast with her family. Her dad then drove her to school like he normally does. She went to Crothersville Elementary School. I didn't even know Crothersville had an elementary school. This town's tiny.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, it's the exit we get off of normally.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know where you're talking about.
So, yeah. I feel like it's very small.
I mean, I've never really been that direction. I always go the opposite way off the exit, so.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. It's where the tattoo place is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So tiny, but she arrived home around 3 p.m. So she went to school, got home 3 p.m. John was at work and Angie was making dinner.
Okay.
So Katie offered to help her mom. She's like, I'm just sweet. She's always helpful. But she was going to walk to the nearby dollar store and pick up some toilet paper.
Okay.
So I guess it was close, so she did this walk all the time. Like, it's no big deal for her.
Okay.
So her mom says, sure. Gave her $1.10 and said, okay, just be home as soon as you can. And she didn't return home as expected.
Okay.
It's been a little while. I think a couple hours at least. Her mom's like, well, she should be back. But she wasn't too worried because she had friends, I guess, that lived along the route she takes.
So she could have stopped
Yeah,
and hung out.
so they
for a
could have been
minute
outside
or-
playing, and she could have been like,
Yeah.
"Hey." So her mom wasn't too worried that it wasn't that late yet. But after a few hours, her mother started to call the neighbors, like, "Hey, is Katie over there? Have you seen her?" Kind of checking in to see where she was. 'Cause it's been a few hours.
Mhm.
She searched the street on foot and then ended up calling the police around 7:30 p.m. Because she's like, I assume it's January, so it would be dark by then, I assume.
Yeah.
7:30ish, so.
Yeah, 7:30 would definitely be dark at that time.
And for a 10-year-old to be walking around, she called the police.
Okay.
By the time police arrived, there was already 125 locals assisting Angie in searching for her.
Wow, that
So
was
yeah,
quick.
just by calling the neighbors and stuff, word of mouth, like 125 people were.
That's
helping her.
quick.
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
That town's on it.
Yeah, they are. And it's small. That has a population of 1,500 people.
Wow. And you said
So,
hundreds of them were
yeah,
out.
125. Yeah.
Like
At
yeah,
7:30
a
at
good
night.
chunk of the town, huh?
Yeah. And to beat the cops, 'cause I said by the time the cops arrived, they were on it. So, and they searched all night and into the next day. Eventually, a helicopter was brought in along with sniffer dogs.
Snipper dogs.
Yeah, sniffer dogs.
Snipper.
Sniffer dogs. And the dogs picked up on Katie's scent and traced it to nearby railroad tracks.
Hmm.
So they're like, huh. Neighbors saw Katie that day, so they saw her walking. She came to inform one of the neighbors that their dog had been killed near the railroad tracks. So that just confirmed she was by the railroad tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she came and said, hey, your dog's over there dead. But an Amber Alert was not initially used since there's no evidence of an abduction.
Okay.
Like
They
there's
just
no
don't
hard
know where she
evidence.
is.
Yeah, that she didn't run off with a friend or something.
Yeah.
So we can't do an Amber Alert. So, but posters were put up anyway, described Katie as 4 feet, 6 inches tall, with chin-length brown hair and brown eyes, and has a lazy eye. Which in the picture I didn't notice a lazy eye or anything.
I didn't either.
That's I was like, what? But then several days later, an Amber Alert was suddenly issued.
Okay.
I don't know why all of a sudden it became an abduction.
Evidently something made them think
something
that
had to.
it
They
would
got
have
a hold
to be.
of something because it's like. Well, this may be it because January 29th, a composite sketch of a man believed to have abducted Katie was released. So somehow they thought she was abducted. Either this guy was seen with her or something.
Yeah, somebody saw something.
Yeah, so that's why it was up to an Amber Alert. But he was described as very thin and very white.
Very thin and very white.
Yep. So that's about everybody in that town.
Probably. I mean, they're either very white and thin or very white and not thin.
Yeah.
But either way, they're very white in that town.
Yeah. And anywhere from 5 foot 8 inches tall to 6 feet tall.
Okay.
So, not too bad of a range, I guess.
I mean, that's a pretty
It's a
broad area to me.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
still, it wasn't like 4'9" to 6'2".
well, that would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. But still, I guess not that great of a range, but better than very thin and very white. They said 18 to 20 years old with dark hair and pale skin. Well, yeah, they said very white.
He was
so
very white.
pale skin, dark hair.
Dark hair. Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, 18 to 20. So young.
Yeah, young guy, skinny,
White.
a decent height and very white and pale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
About half the town.
Yeah, sounds like it. This sketch was created after a witness told police that they had seen Katie in his truck, which was a white Ford F-150 pickup truck around 15 years old.
Oh.
So that's an older truck. On the 5th day of the search, a body was found. So not good news.
Definitely not.
No, her body was found in a creek by an Indiana State Trooper near Cypress Lake, north of Seymour.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I've heard of that, I feel like. Cypress
That's
Lake?
quite a distance.
Yeah.
That's like, what? That's like a 20 minute drive.
Yep, it was 19 miles from her home.
Yeah. I'm just going by
Seems like
drive time. That's about
yeah.
15, 20 minutes. If on foot, that would be a crazy distance to just disappear from and the body show up.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's definitely abducted. She didn't walk that
No.
19 miles.
Definitely not.
No. So, her hands were bound behind her back, and she had been raped before being drowned.
No, wow.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy because that's unheard of around here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, But police received a phone call confession. And then a guy named Charles Hickman was arrested. So this guy literally called the police and was like, I did it. This is what I did. And they're like, all right. And here
Just
it
called
is.
and said I did it.
Yeah. He's like, it was me.
Heard you been looking for me.
Yeah.
Figured I'd give myself up.
Well, that's him.
Oh.
Not very pale.
I mean, he's definitely white,
He's white.
but I wouldn't call him pale.
No, not pale.
Could be lighting as well, though.
True. He's thin.
Yeah.
He's got dark hair, but it's long dark hair.
You'd think that would have been mentioned.
Yeah.
Long dark hair as opposed to just dark hair.
Yeah, you would have thought. But, I mean, other than that, mustache, but that's about it.
That wasn't mentioned either.
No. But that's him. He called and confessed that he did it. He lived just yards away from the dollar store. Other locals said he was an odd one. So I thought, yeah, that guy's a little weird. He often just stood out in his yard gazing at nothing. So,
Like he's doing in the photo.
yeah, kind of like that.
I mean, the camera's right here, and he's just kind of...
Yeah, just standing in his
Kinda,
yard doing that. So they said, yeah, he's a little creepy. Charles stated that Katie witnessed a meth transaction at the Penvilla Apartments, and he dragged her into his trailer. So I guess he said among her walk, she must have witnessed a methamphetamine drug transaction
Okay.
between him and someone else, so he dragged her into his trailer so that
All
she
right.
couldn't tell. He claimed that he and his friend Timothy C.O. Sullivan wanted to scare her, so they drove her to the creek in the middle of the night. So they drove her all the way up there to Cypress Creek
Okay.
in Seymour. And he said that she was accidentally drowned. I guess when they were scaring her, they accidentally drowned her.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't explain
That doesn't
any of it.
explain
The rape.
the rape and the tied up factor.
No. However, he kept changing his story, so he couldn't keep the story straight at all.
We accidentally raped her. Accidentally drowned her.
We're
After
chasing
we
her in the
accidentally
woods.
tied her up.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
But police retrieved DNA evidence from the crime scene that was on her body and on a cigarette butt found nearby. And the DNA was not Charles' DNA.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, so he confessed, but it was not him.
Ruh-roh.
So who knows what he was trying to do. He's bored, I guess.
Or just mentally ill.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Wow.
Do you? I don't know. But the DNA belonged to a local father of 3 named Anthony Ray Stockelman.
Okay.
And I have his picture. There he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh? He's very white.
He's white.
You
You don't have any hair in that picture.
No, well, I mean, the stubble is like,
The
it's
stubble's dark.
darkish. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Glasses.
Glasses weren't mentioned.
No. Mustache wasn't mentioned.
No. I don't know.
But that's who they arrested.
Okay. How did this continue then?
You're like, hold on. Well, he pled guilty to avoid the death penalty.
Okay.
He's like, you got DNA evidence against me, I guess. I really don't
Guess
want
I
to
really don't have
fry,
a way
so
around that.
yeah, take the death penalty off and I will confess. So that's what he did. Prosecutor Stephen Pearson stated that he would be going for life in prison without parole. He's like, I want you in prison rest of your life.
Okay.
So the sentencing was set for April 17th, 2005. So not that long ago.
No.
And he was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years for the molestation.
I thought it was rape.
Yeah, they call it a molestation.
There's a difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There is.
There's definitely a difference.
There is. That makes me wonder what her autopsy said. That might have changed the charges there. That's a weird one, but they charged him with molestation.
You can't tell molestation from a autopsy though, unless something was done internally. But that would classify more as rape, I would think.
I don't know.
That's a weird one.
I'm just thinking, I don't know. I was thinking long how much damage might have been done to the, area.
I guess, but molesting wouldn't. I don't know. That one's hard.
Yeah, it is. That's what I don't know, but somehow he got. I guess since he's going for life, they weren't worried about it anyway. But he appealed his sentence, stating that he was under extreme emotional and mental disturbance due to his father's death. He's like, my dad died.
My
so
dad
I'm
died. I better
stressed
go
out."
rape this little girl.
Yeah, that's what he said. I'm
Makes
like,
no sense. My dad just died too.
Uh-huh.
I'm not out raping children.
You're not. Nope. But that was his excuse.
Ridiculous.
And of course, his appeal was denied.
Well,
'Cause they're
I would
like-
hope so.
Yeah, they're like, no. He was sent to Wabash Valley Correctional Facility.
I know where that is too.
You do?
I used to live in Terre Haute.
Oh. So that's up by where you used to be?
That's in Terre Haute. It's the prison in Terre Haute.
Oh. So yeah. They shipped him up there to where
We
you
had
were.
Jeffrey Dahmer too for a little while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We've had a few big cases come through that prison.
Dang.
It's right
Well.
behind the mall. Pretty much.
Just behind the mall. First place.
I mean,
they'll
it's a little
probably go
bit
if they
up.
break out.
It's a little bit up, but it's not directly behind the mall. But we always say behind the mall.
I just picture them sharing a parking lot between the
No.
jail and the mall.
No, it's still quite a distance, but you have to go behind the mall. There's a back road back there, and it goes to the prison.
She's loving my fingers.
That's what she said.
But they sent him up there to Wabash Valley, where Katie's cousin, Jared Harris, also happened to be incarcerated at.
What the hell?
Yeah. Don't know what happened there, but... So on September 22nd, 2006, Jared entered Anthony's cell and locked the door behind him. Yeah, you know. And he proceeded to hold Anthony down and tattoo Katie's revenge across his head.
What?
And I have that picture right there.
Oh my God.
Right.
I thought he was going to do a lot worse. But
I did too, but that's rough.
that's what he did.
Well, I think he, it depends. I think he did. Because you don't want to be tagged as a pedophile in jail. So people read his forehead, they're going to be like, who's Katie?
It's a metal band that I was in, Katie's Revenge.
Right? They're going to be like,
I would have
wait.
played that shit off.
Uh-huh.
I was in a
you
band
definitely don't
called
want
Katie's
that.
Revenge.
You don't want that shit going
Had
around
it
jail.
tattooed on
So.
my fucking head like a boss.
Yeah, I think he did do them. Yeah. I mean, he did them in. He just didn't do it personally himself. He just
True. I thought he was going to do what was done to the girl to
shank
him.
Oh.
I thought he was going to rape the dude.
Oh. You went dark.
I mean, you rape a child. Usually you get raped in prison. So
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I figured he'd close that door behind him and that dude was going to get what that girl got.
Oh.
Rape him and drown him in the toilet.
I would have figured that if he'd been like him and 4 other guys came in that cell and locked the door behind
Be like,
him.
oh shit, it's about to go down.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh,
He's gonna
no.
be sore.
Yeah, well. I was listening to, what was I
Here comes
listening
Big
to?
Bubba.
Big Bubba.
Big Bubba's coming in here.
And it was not hilarious because someone died, but it was karma.
Yeah.
And I thought, I couldn't help but laugh. But this girl, I guess there was this couple, and he was abusive. And so she decided to split it off.
Mm-hmm.
And she called, it was one of those YouTube channels that's called 911 or whatever.
Okay.
I listen to all the time, the 911 calls. And so she placed a call because he was chasing her. I don't know if this was like days later after she broke it off with him, if he's been stalking her and just escalated, or if it was the same day she told him and he just freaked out. But she was driving and he was chasing her in his truck.
Yeah.
And he ended up hitting her. She's on the phone, 911. He ended up hitting her, shooting her 4 times. And he hit her in the chest while she's on the phone. So she gets out and starts running. And this lady that just happened to get home from the grocery store saw her and grabbed her. She's like, he's coming, he's coming. And so she dragged her into her garage and shut her garage door. And it's on the phone with 911, yeah.
Damn.
And that 911 get there and help her. And she's like, he's outside the door. He's coming. You can hear him banging on the door and yelling. But then, you know, she's on the phone. She's like, you're safe. You can't get in there. And the lady's like, it hurts, you know, because she got shot in the chest.
Yeah.
She's like, it burns. It hurts. And she just could not, you know, she was out. Like, she couldn't ask her anything. She was in too much pain. So that lady was talking on the phone. She was dragged her in the garage.
Damn.
But yeah, so that lady's a hero.
Mm-hmm.
But the ambulance came, the police came. They took her and him because he ended up shooting himself.
Oh shit.
Took both of them to the hospital because they're both alive. And she survived. She went into surgery. She survived. He didn't do as well and was put on life support.
Damn.
And this was husband and wife that was just separated.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, she was still his wife. She got to pull the plug.
Pull the plug.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yep.
Now, that is some justice.
That
You tried to
is.
kill me.
That's what I was like.
I can legally kill you now.
I was like, that's karma at its best.
Yeah.
It's like, shit. I couldn't help but laugh. And I was like, I felt bad because he died. But of course, she's like, pull it.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That just flipped in her favor.
She-
That backfired.
right? You imagine being the doctor, go in there and be like, man, we got to discuss if you want to pull a plug, or she's like, you really?
She's just doing this.
She's like, you really going to ask me that?
You know what he just tried to do to me.
You ain't done it already? Like,
Of course I want you to pull the plug.
like, you really got to ask? But I thought that was hilarious.
She just lucked out.
She did.
I mean,
was like,
not getting shot, but like the twist. That's like an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
It is.
It starts out, she's running for her life and she's about to die, and then suddenly she's got the power.
She's got
And she
power.
unplug him.
I imagine. I would. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Pull him. Because they were just separated, not divorced yet, thankfully. And he shot her 4 times. I don't know if he hit her in the chest 4 times or just the one time. But that lady's like,
Either
there's
way.
a lot of blood. She's like, how much blood? She goes, a lot of blood. Like, it's
a lot of damn blood.
Yeah, a lot.
Get your ass
And you
here,
hear him
quick.
yelling, where's he at? Outside? Yeah. Then you hear the cops. She goes, okay, cops here. And then I guess he shot himself somewhere.
Wow.
So they rushed them both to the hospital. She survived. She went through surgery. And then he just didn't make it out. On life support. And I guess when she came out of she woke up from surgery, they're like, you want us to leave him plugged in or?
Done.
Done.
He's done.
She's like, where do I sign?
She pulls out her own pen. Where do I sign?
Flip the breaker of that whole room. Like, we don't want a chance you forgetting to plug.
None of it.
Yeah. Is there a checkbox to donate to science?
He's gonna be an organ donor. Just saying.
It's like, oh, well, there you go. So that kind of reminded me of that tattoo across the forehead.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's
some
definitely
karma.
some karma.
Yeah. So there you go.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's that
So
local
he's
news.
just in prison still with this tattoo on his head?
Yep, he's in prison with 15 Bubbas probably staring him down because he's got Katie across his forehead. I'm like, oh, shit.
He's somebody's girlfriend now.
He's got to be.
There's no way he's going around with that on his head and not getting raped. I'm just saying.
Right? They don't care, child or not, if it says the girl's name and revenge.
He's deemed a pussy automatically. He's getting fucked.
Yeah, that guy did him wrong. He goes, I don't care what they do to you, but they're having their fun.
Mm-mm.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It is, right? You're like, yeah. Why shank him when you could just carve him for life there?
Wow. I'm telling you, though, I would play it off as a band. Be like, I was in a metal band. We were called Katie's Revenge. Got that shit tattooed on my forehead. Because I'm hardcore like that. Yeah.
And the bad thing is, Crothersville police come out a year later. It's like, well, so that DNA was mislabeled.
Oh. They didn't.
No, they didn't.
That would have been horrible.
That
My
guy.
God.
That tattoo
That guy.
across his forehead is innocent man. That would be awful.
And then he gets let out and he has to wear that out.
With his PTSD. Oh, no. But no, as far as I know, he did it and he's still in jail.
Okay.
Guilty and doing his time.
Wow.
If he's still alive. So.
Wow. Yeah, you don't really hear stuff like that around here, so
No.
that's different. Especially the nice tattoo twist at the end. That just makes it an interesting story and local at the same time.
It does, doesn't it?
I like that. Well,
Yeah, so we got, what else are we doing this week in a bonus episode?
yeah, I think we're going to do another bonus.
Was it Dumb Reasons to Kill?
Dumb
I know, that's
reasons
what I
to
keep thinking
kill.
every time I say Dumb Ways to Die.
We
'Cause
gotta
the
change
kids
it.
always play that
Dumb
on TikTok.
reasons to kill.
Like, oh boy.
So our bonus
Yeah.
episode is Dumb Reasons to Kill.
So yeah, it should be fun.
All right. Well, we gonna do that here soon, or
Yeah.
all right?
Do that probably, what do you think, tomorrow?
Yeah, we can record it tomorrow. That'll give a day or so in between posting them. So yeah,
Well,
that'll work.
I don't know. Who knows? You'll know if we're in the same clothes that we did it today. If not, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or we're a bunch of bums and we just sat here,
You just sat here,
sat here
in the
till the
same
next
clothes all
day.
No.
Yeah. Don't mind that. Let's do this new episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go over everything again here. Again, we're not on Patreon for those bonus episodes. They are on your service that you use to listen or watch us currently, unless it's YouTube. So bonus episodes are on every service: Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. But video of it will be on Spotify. And our regular episodes, as always, video on Spotify and YouTube, and audio everywhere else. So it's kind of the same thing, except the bonus episodes aren't on YouTube, just because they need like 10,000 subscribers before you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not utilizing YouTube for bonus content. But
Yeah.
Spotify, there you go. We got video and audio everywhere else. And so subscribe, like, join us on our bonus episodes, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.